Hi guys, I'm back for chapter 3 of my vlog. Thank you so much for the response to the last video. Lots of people commented and liked it, and several of you even pre-ordered the book. So I'm very excited about that. Thank you. Today I was gonna do a kind of art behind the scenes, how I do it tutorial thing, but it's the end of the day and I'm feeling pretty tired. I just ordered a pizza for my kids for dinner because I don't even want to cook. So I'm not doing a tutorial at all, but I did want to answer a question. I had a reader on my Instagram asked me what unschooling is. I use the tag unschool a lot when I talk about the kids and the stuff that we're doing. So I thought I'd talk a little bit about unschooling. It is a homeschooling philosophy, also called child-led learning, which basically says, you know, I didn't like being made to learn things that I wasn't interested in at school. It bored me. I was always interested in going my own way and exploring the things that I was interested in. And I figured my kids would be no different, and I was right. So we homeschool them, but it is unschool in that there is no particular set curriculum. What we do is we follow the cues from our kids, whatever they're interested in. We put those resources in front of them and help them explore those topics more. So there was never any formal, here's how you read. They learned how to read because we love reading and we read to them a ton when they were kids. In fact, my oldest, I read The Odyssey and Moby Dick out loud when he was a baby. And we've never really put like an age limit on media stuff. We were a little holding back with horror movies when the kids were little, just because that was too intense for them. But I've always kind of been the sort to just meet curiosity with an honest but age-appropriate answer, and then move from there. So we kind of let the kids show us what they're interested in, like I said, but we also put tons of resources in front of them. We have a huge home library. We have the whole entire internet at our fingers. We go out to the Science Museum, the Art Museum, bookstores, libraries, outdoor events, indoor cultural events, theater, music, everything. And kind of, like I said, just let the kids take it from there. I'm a lifelong learner myself. I'm a very curious person. I'm always interested in learning new things, and always exploring. And so when the kids were littler, people said things like, oh, well, how are they going to learn how to read? And that was pretty obvious. They learned how to read. Most kids teach themselves how to read. How are they going to learn math? Well, they had to learn math to do the things that they were interested in doing. Henry, my middle son, loves to cook. He learned all his fractions and weights and measures in the kitchen. And my youngest, James, who is a natural visual artist, he's always sort of right by my side in the studio. That's actually his workspace right over there. We work together on things, and there's measuring and geometry and various things always involved. We do have what we call daily requirements for the kids. They are required to do a little bit of structured math, not much. We can kind of bounce back and forth between using workbooks or online programs like I highly recommend Khan Academy. That's great for math and a bunch of other subjects also. YouTube videos that are educational, people like Vi Hart, who does amazing mathematically based but very artistic YouTube videos. The list of resources is endless. I'm sure I don't have to list it all off for you guys. There's a whole wide world out there to explore, and we just felt like school was just not right for us. It just felt very kind of limiting. We're natural square pegs that don't fit into the round holes of society. Both Sean and I got in trouble at school when we were kids for, not doing what the teacher said, because we were bored or wanted to do our own thing, like I said. And it's just been such a natural, perfect way for our family to kind of interface with the world without having this bizarre sort of very strangely artificial structure of traditional schooling. Interestingly, out of all the countercultural stuff that we do, you know, dressing kind of stranger than most people, or you know, running a weird free rock and roll magazine, or this strange art-based business out of our home, it's the fact that we homeschool that actually seems to bug people the most. I think people get really defensive about it because they went to school, and most of them send their kids to school. But the movement for not going to school is growing. A lot of people have realized it's just not the greatest thing for their kids. So if you're interested, drop me a question in the comments, or I highly recommend you can Google John Holt. He's was an educator and education philosopher who really did most of the first writing on the concept of unschooling and child-led learning. There's a lot out there to learn about this topic and others. Coming up for us in our Unschool, tomorrow we're going to head over to the Art Museum to catch the Hank Willis Thomas show, which is actually ending this weekend. We slept on that one a little hard, but we're going tomorrow. And we've got some movies coming up for Cinema Club in the next week, which I'm pretty excited to go see. They're having the original Rankin Bass animated Hobbit at the Hollywood Theater next week. I would consider that the Hobbit, because that's the one from when I was a kid. And everyone's really excited to go see that one in the movie theater. And I can't remember what else is going on coming up, and I'm saying too much, so I'm going to sign off. But thanks again for watching and liking and subscribing. I will check you guys out again in a couple days. Bye.